So welcome back. I decided to do something differently this time, and that goes for many different reasons, but pretty much one of the reasons was just because I wanted pretty simply just to let you all in on a focused video. So we're going to go through pretty much a few things which we usually don't go through, and of course this will not be at the same extent as the student, but there will still be relatively in depth, and it will also be a more edited video. But of course, there is no hindsight. Pretty much, I don't know how the week will end. However, this is just pure predictions and pretty much my expectations for the markets, right? So there's nothing special or pretty much different from the usual. Besides that, this will be a little bit more of an in-depth video. So yeah, let's just get into this. So as you see, on Monday we don't have real anything. We have pretty much an PMI, manufacturing PMI. What I'm expecting for this is pretty much us not actually consolidating, and this is what I said to my students, and it's just pretty simply because we have, the news driver PMI coming out on Monday. This week will also be a little bit different just because we have non-farm payroll, and what I'm expecting for Monday, Tuesday, and up to Wednesday is actually the manipulation phase, and then Thursday to get the high in. We'll talk a little bit more about that once we go into the news drivers, etc., and what I'm expecting for them. So going into Tuesday, right? What I'm expecting for Tuesday, same thing in here. I'm expecting this being a manipulation phase, right? Could maybe create a high here on the DXY. When I'm referring to high lows, I'm referring back to the DXY, and then you will have to do your own translation to the given asset you're trading. So when I say pretty much high here, I mean pretty much that we may be creating an high, high for the month actually. However, I'm thinking there's a higher probability of a chance that we'll just continue higher for the DXY and finish a market maker model, which we have previously talked about for pretty much a year. And we're not talking about the big one, we're talking about the little small one in that. I'm not actually thinking we'll finish the bigger one. Anyways, going into Wednesday, we had ADP non-farm unemployment change, and pretty much what I'm thinking here is that we will pretty much create a high here going into Wednesday, right? So Wednesday, New York pretty much open. I think we'll create the high of the week, and then we'll go lower from there. Thursday, pretty much I think we'll accumulate a bit, and then on Friday, prior to the news event, I think we'll manipulate, take out that consolidation created on the Thursday, right? And then pretty much take out that out. That would become sort of a CA, and then we will go overall lower for the DXY with a non-farm unemployment change. So the non-farm unemployment change will come out as bearish for the DXY, and prior to that we'll have an high in on Wednesday. All right, so Thursday pretty much a consolidation downwards. Friday taking that Thursday high, and also Friday reaching down much lower for the DXY, but non-farm unemployment change being bearish. That's what we're looking for. More specifics. However, what I am going to mention is that the thing I see here is pretty much us being in a long-term selling program. And I don't know if you know about hedging programs, but we are now also in a bearish hedging program. But I'm not gonna tell y'all how to calculate that, and I'm not gonna teach y'all how to use pretty much the COT, but this is how I use it. So yeah, what I wanted to show you is the seasonalities. However, so going into the seasonalities. Pretty much what you can see is that we'll soon get a high settled in, and after a high have settled in, we'll see lower DXY, and that's pretty much what we're expecting. So we're overall expecting an original consolidation getting taken out, and then we're expecting lower prices from there. Going to euro, we're pretty much expecting a low to settle in, and then us going higher from there. And that low will be relative lows getting taken out. Going into the DXY now, pretty much I have hidden some things in here. You could maybe look to the right of the price and you'll find something. But what I wanted to show y'all is pretty much that we have engineered liquidity in here on a weekly time frame, but also pretty much we have a future direction IPTA 2040. And I'll not go into future directions, but it's something very special. Something other I wanted to touch upon is pretty much that we've inversed this monthly PPR, right? And a lot of people now are thinking that we'll reach up higher, take this original consolidation. However, I'm a little bit skeptic about that, all right? Like I told y'all, I'm following overall the seasonalities. Seasonalities tells us that we'll get a monthly, or at least on the first quarter of this month. I'm not using quarterly theory, however, I am dividing up the seasonalities into quadrants, and it's something which I will teach the students later. We will get overall pretty much us reaching up higher, taking these relative wise right there, which is also a market maker buy model as you guys can see here. However, I'm not going to tell you any specific levels where I'm thinking the reversal is going to get. That you will find out yourself, and maybe you'll find out the clues which I've hidden in this video. So pretty much on a daily time frame, what you guys can see is pretty much us. Who predicted this low, by the way? Yeah, I guess so. So this is exactly what I said. I previously said that we would go higher, right? And that's exactly what we did. We're gonna finish this market maker buy model right there. So pretty much what we have done here is a Reaper inverse value gap, pretty much reach down in here. And what I'm thinking is that we'll go higher here from now, and we'll have actually opened up now. This is 23 point, so it's more or less still Sunday for me actually. However, soon Monday, but the market is still opened up now. And we'll see. Like, I've not looked at the market yet, but as y'all seen here, we also have relative wise right there, which I'm thinking we'll take out. Pretty much like I told y'all, if you look at the news events or the news drivers, I'm thinking that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday market will go higher. Wednesday will set it in with a high. Thursday will consolidate and go a little bit lower on Thursday, right? Friday will take the high and will go massively lower with non-farm unemployment change. All right. So pretty much reaching for these relative wise right there for the news events. That's exactly what we're overall hoping for. Going into the 1 hour, you can see equal highs right there as well. So pretty much this is a high right there. Now we have relative wise from here, but also here we have no real equal highs. And what I'm thinking is pretty much that we'll do something like this, where we go higher, constable encroachment, inverse that, reaching up here and going up to Thursday, and then from there we're gonna go lower. And we're not gonna reach for overall these relative wise. Why? That's just because of the seasonalities. The seasonalities is not supporting us going that high, I would say. And the external factors, which is not COT and seasonalities. COT and seasonalities is something ICT teaches. It's not external, all right? It's not external factors, which is the reason why I actually showed y'all this, because the external factors I'll never show y'all, all right? It's too powerful for y'all. It's not overall deserved to be free, all right? It's something I've worked very hard for, the seasonalities and the COT program as well. There is some differences from how I read it compared to how ICT reads it, and those I will not share, all right? However, those are very meticulous and also very, very good, right? Something I will tell y'all is pretty much that we have an gradient at 1600, and that's the top of this high right there being the 1% gradient, and pretty much that comes in right there. So what I'm thinking is that we'll inverse this gradient. And what is this? That's a overall gradient swing, all right, from here to here. That's a gradient, right? And you get quadrants from those gradient swings. It's not quarterly theory like ICT says. It's pretty much an high to a low divided into quadrants, right? Very meticulous thing, and that's something I use, but it's not something created by me. It's something created by ICT, right? And I'm thinking it will reach up here fairly quickly this week, and then after that we'll go lower massively, lower. A lot of if you know how to read COTs, but a lot of large speculators have been tricked now. But yeah, we're gonna reach for this IPDA 2040 and also this, which is the 80-day pretty much low, right? And then go down, reaching for this low, and then even lower, reaching for this low, and then I guess even lower than that, and we're gonna go somewhere in here. And yeah, pretty interesting, right? Pretty interesting time. So overall, the low, right? I am not saying, right? I am not saying I know when the high will get formed. However, I'm saying when we go lower now, all right, we're gonna go lower, and it's gonna be good price action after August. All right, August price action is gonna be super bad. However, September is gonna be super good. All right, September, October, hopefully you get this, right? Going into EUR/USD. Oh, we have actually gapped up higher, right? Interesting that the DXY did not gap, but the euro did. Pretty interesting, right? So what I'm thinking we'll go is pretty much, I'm thinking we will this week now go lower, and also pretty much now, because now we have pretty much soon taken this buy side, and I think we'll go down, just take that buy side. That will create an SMT with a DXY, and then after that we're gonna reach down lower, taking these relative equal lows, right? These relative equal lows, but we also have relative equal lows being right there. After taking this, which is time-based security, we're gonna go into this propulsion block, and we'll see if the price can actually push down and take this sell side. However, it's not permissible. Like it maybe can do so, right? However, what I'm thinking is that we'll just take this time-based security, and I will go down in here, go to the like 25% mark, somewhere in here. Maybe just take this, and then go higher from there, reaching for the 20, 40, 60, and also 80 IPDA look-back periods. On the time frame, that pretty much looks like this. So what I am thinking, sorry for that. So what I am thinking is that we'll reach down lower, right? Go into the propulsion block. I'll not tell y'all how I did this special zone, right? This is a special propulsion block. I told the students how I got this, but it should be fairly simple to understand if you're good at ICT, right? It's not anything meticulous, right? But it is pretty interesting, right? That I used that and not the first half of that quarter. Anyways, for AUD USD, pretty much what I am thinking is that we'll actually pretty much, like I told you all, go lower, and I think we'll go lower quite a lot, and actually take out this IPDA 20-day look-back period and reach down in here and go into this level right there, and actually then after that go higher. We have actually been fairly strong on AUD USD, and as y'all see, this is pretty much an big consolidation, right? And what I am thinking is that we'll actually do a market maker model down in here, so maybe like this, and then go lower, and then market maker model upwards, right? Doing something like this, or maybe another reconsolidation in here, taking this relative wise right there. This is what I am thinking right now, right? I would want us to go down and take out these relative lows. This is not a liquidity sweep. This is overall relative lows on the OTC market, right? And of course, we also have some trendline liquidity here, which we overall needs to take out. And what I am thinking, even though we gapped up higher, I think we'll go down and reach down lower for this week, before going higher eventually. Like we have been pretty consolidated, or just continue the consolidation. Like that's really not what I want. However, of course, price can do exactly what it wants to do. Now going pretty much over to NASDAQ. On NASDAQ, what I am thinking, this is overall the CFD version. What I can see is that we have done an SMT with SnP500, right? And we have gone lower from there. We have actually not taken out these relative lows, which we talked about last week. And what I am thinking, we have taken out those interesting enough on the future chart, right? but we still have relative close on the future chart as well, just being a little bit below him. So what I am thinking is that we'll actually go down lower in here and actually reach for this, right, this week, right? Maybe we can also reach into like an OTE of this whole range of the weekly or daily range, so pretty much an OTE of this, maybe go higher from there, right, if it wants to be bullish. So what I would look for is pretty much PD arrays in the OT, right? However, what I am thinking is that we'll go lower for Monday, Tuesday, and overall Thursday, or Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday will overall be more bullish on NASDAQ, right? And that's pretty much what I am thinking in terms of the market this week. Hopefully this was insightful. Hopefully this helped you. And I've decided to do it this way just because this way I'll minimize the focus on the other screens, because I usually have you guys there. And by doing it this way, you pretty much get a full transparent view of actually what I am thinking. But I can also do it pretty much a little bit more in depth. Yeah, and avoid